What's up? It's Jobringus, your favorite inefficient reg. Hopefully the volume's a little better in this video. I've gotten some feedback that sometimes it's bad, and part of the reason is because I use a webcam as my microphone because I'm too stingy to get a real microphone. So hopefully I turned up the volume a little bit, trying to enunciate into it. And it's currently the afternoon of June 28th. Forestry just came out. I don't know when, I don't know what time updates come out in my time zone, but in the past few hours, I checked out briefly the Freaky Forester, and I bought the Forestry kit, but it seems for free to play. There's not really a point unless I'm missing something, because it looks like you can only store anima-infused bark, which I didn't even know if free to play can use anima-infused bark. Actually, I don't even know what anima-infused bark does. Guess I should look it up. The blog posts have always been a little bit, lengthy. I haven't read all the details because they don't usually specify what's in free to play and what's in members. I kind of figured that all the items would be members and just the XP bonus, or not XP bonus, the woodcutting bonus would be free to play. We have the events too, which I didn't really expect. And I did one or two earlier. The roots seem to be pretty common, and then that gives you a lot of these bark. And then the sapling one seems to give a lot of XP. But yeah, I don't really think. I think the bark is just like currency for the forester, and then I can't spend it, so that's fine. But I wanted to test out something. I wanted to see what's the XP rate on cutting yews here in Edgeville, because I bet it's actually like not that bad of an AFK method. I mean, willows are probably like, it's just also got better. I did some math on what willows were getting me before. It's about 45k an hour, which is actually a little worse than I thought. But again, that's like AFKing, not paying like a ton of attention, chill method. And I realized because of the nature of like yew trees and free to play, they tend to be either botted or just surrounded by AFKers hoping to make a little bit of GP. It's actually probably decent. Like, you're probably gonna get the +10 boost often on yew trees, either like here in Edgeville or in the Grand Exchange. And I didn't check what the XP rate is, but I'm gonna guess it was probably something like 30k an hour before forestry, or like even worse. So I'm curious to see how it'll add up. And then I'll test willows at some point too. And I guess, well, if events exist, you might as well like do them. But I don't know if any of them require attention, then maybe I won't. Maybe I'll see what's like a really AFK kind of thing to do. The sapling one does require a little bit of attention, but again, I think it's like worth it. I mean, it's so little clicking to do wood cutting. The reason I'm drawn to this is because yew trees last almost 2 minutes now with this update. Which struck me as like, oh, that's pretty good, because I've tried chopping yews as an AFK thing before, like more AFK than willows, and in Remington it's pretty good, but then the banking, you have to go so far to the bank that it's like wasn't worth. I had to do so much like clicking and focusing. I was like trying to, gotta figure out how to make this mulch delicious. Okay, I need 3 ingredients. Maybe someone will tell me what's good. Droppings is the second. Green leaves is the third. Okay, so probably, where's maybe mushrooms drop second. Oh, I should probably tell people, but maybe I'm supposed to add the nutritional value be 70%. Is there some way to make it 100%? Do I add rotting leaves at the 4th? I'm just clicking green drop green. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, green drop green's good. I'm misleading these folks. Bad guy. Yeah, this event takes like a little bit of clicking, but again, I think it's worth it. If I were like just really like AFKing, like for example, I've been spending some time doing fishing. I'll talk about grinding in a bit. If I were just really like AFKing, I would be what? I would be probably like maybe skipping this event. I like to play sometimes like turn-based games like chess or collectible card games on the side, and so I've been doing some fishing with that. And so maybe I would like just go back to the other tree if I were like, you know, really like switching between games and this. But now for this video, I might as well see how much it gives to focus. I wonder how much of an XP drop I get for this. If it's like the same for participating in the event at all, or if it matters more how much mulch I've given. I'm getting a pretty fat XP drop every time I do this, which is kind of exciting. I don't know what that blue bar is. Maybe that's the timer. 3,500. That's like the same amount of XP I got last time. Oh, that tree's dead. Everyone's going to that one, but this one's gonna grow first. Okay. Yeah. So it's rambling enough. I mean, I want to make this video like a little longish, so I have an idea for XP rate. I collected, I think, about like, I don't know, a couple minutes here before the video started. So if I get to like a half-hour mark, then I'll give you my first report on Yews XP rate. But okay, let's talk about account progress. And then, yeah, so I finally achieved the goal I was talking about for probably like a year. Like, I'm sure if I go back to like last June's videos, then I'm gonna find out that like I was talking about base 80s and the 80 prayer and stuff like that all the way back then. So I finally got 80 prayer. I mean, first I got the 90 fire making. I finished that off. Took me a little, I got it later than I had hoped to, because I actually like moved at the beginning of this month, so I didn't get my new like my computer or like new internet set up for a little while. I wasn't really playing much on my phone. That, as it turns out, takes a lot of both mental and physical energy. So so I wasn't like, I kind of didn't play the first few days of the month. Originally I had anticipated to hit 90 fire making like within the first week of June, and then instead it happened like the second or third week of June. Yeah, I think the third week of June. And then that got me to, I think, 77 prayer, and then I was just painstakingly scatter burying over the next, I think, like 2 days. I finished that off, and finally got 80. Burnt a little bit of cash for it. Some very kind player found me lighting fires and scattering ashes and asked if I'm pure free to play. I said yeah, and he came up to me with his pay to play main, which might have been maxed. I didn't look up all the stats, but certainly close to max. And he gave me a donation of some money, which was really nice. Basically paid for the money I had spent on this prayer experience from like 70-ish to 80, which was, again, very generous. Well, I'm gonna go bank this, I guess. And then after that, I kind of just been fishing. I don't know if there were any miscellaneous levels thrown in there. There might have been one. Oh yeah, I did do some wood cutting. Yeah, when I didn't want to train fire making, I would sometimes just wood cut while AFKing. So I got a good, you know, wood cutting level in there, and I think how close am I to the next one? Like halfway, 38%. Okay. So I got like basically like one full wood cutting level or so, which was pretty nice. And then really no other like XP on other stats. I mean, a tiny bit of magic from teleporting, like what, like 2,000 XP? Maybe not even. I might have done a little bit of smithing. I think I did do some smithing to free up a little bit of cash stack for more big bones. That was probably only like 1 to 200,000 XP. I'm less than a million XP to 99 now, and I think I was basically at the start of this level last time, so that's around 1.2 million XP, which means yeah, I got about 200k, and then yeah, the rest of the time has been fishing, which I'm almost 84, and I don't know, I might have some fun with forestry, see how this goes. Especially while it's still like popular. I don't really think anything in the other phases will be free to play. I mean, I don't know about like bonfire. This like two-handed axe thing. I don't know if that's gonna be free to play. I don't really understand how that's supposed to work. It's like it gives more XP or something, but like uses your energy. I don't really know. And then campfires and bonfires. Campfires, I don't know how to feel about campfires. Bonfires, I kind of hope bonfires don't come to free to play, or frankly the game at all. You know, I know there's some people, like a lot of like free to play players like it because of the very classic nature of the game. And I've talked about how I like, one of the things I like is that we basically get an update like once a year. But I do still like updates from time to time to still shake things up a little. What are these clowns talking about? I'm switching to clan chat. All right. How about that? Yeah, we get an update like once a year. I mean, the last one was, I don't know. It might have been Vile Ashes. I don't even remember what the last like free to play update was. I started when Camdazol came out, like right after Camdazol came out, because I kind of heard about like new free to play quests in area. They got me sort of excited. There were some training methods that aren't particularly good, but they're okay. Golems are okay. You know, the fish stuff was not bad for early prayer experience. But like, you know, the forestry, I think, like I think that the aspect of forestry of like having multiple people on one tree give it a boost, give you like a boost to cutting it, and like having timers on how long the tree lasts. I think that's actually a good idea. Like, I think, you know, there might be some tuning that could be done, but like I think it's a good idea because it does reward a certain social gathering to this game. And you could argue that maybe it's quite strong. But like this whole like you wanted to find a world with no people at your trees, or you would do your like, you know, your tick manipulating at some tree nobody was at or whatever. Like this whole kind of thing is like, I don't know, a little bit like antisocial to an MMO, right? And the thing is like, because RuneScape is a lot of like optimizing XP rates and like resource, it's a lot of like resource gathering in some way or another. It's like, okay, well, you want an empty world with nobody else fighting your hill giants or your ogresses. It's like you want an empty world so nobody else is chopping down your tree, etc. Like it's one of those things where you want an empty world for a lot of things. And so it's nice to kind of like, you know, have it actually be rewarded to have other people on your world for woodcutting. At the very least, not punished, you know, but rewarded is like nice. And then I don't know, the other stuff, like I know some people, probably bonfires are like the one thing that people have expressed most animosity towards, and I hope that we don't get bonfires. I would also hope that the XP rate of them is like not that good. It's actually weird to me that they would consider making bonfires, because I'm assuming bonfires as opposed to, well, got this event again. Let's see, does not love those two ingredients. Rotting leaves is first, okay. Um, rotting leaves, droppings, and something. Splintered bark? Yes, okay. Like, it's weird to me that bonfires would be a thing. I mean, it would like probably affect free-to-play by being like an AFK training method for free-to-play. Um, but like, which, I mean, okay, I guess that doesn't exist. But it's like weird to me that they would consider making bonfires as like a training method because Wintertot exists. It's like RuneScape 3 had bonfires, and then I had thought that Wintertot was basically supposed to be the bonfires of old school RuneScape, which, Wintertot is like, it's going to be popular with some people because it's a very like easy and like relatively fun way to train fire making that's like somewhat engaging. And then some people hate it because it's like, because you got to sit at Wintertot. I don't know. If you ever go to Wintertot with public chat on, I mean, you get it. But like, that's, it is bonfires. So I don't know why they would like do it again. And I think implementing it as a mini game that at least makes you do some different things and has some like rewards is better than just bonfires. Because, I mean, fire making is probably, like, in my opinion, fire making is probably like the worst skill in RuneScape. And I don't mean because training it like sucks. I just mean like, what does fire making do? It's like a very niche skill, and then also training it sucks. It's like if you made a new MMO, if you had made RuneScape like several years after RuneScape came out, you probably wouldn't have done fire making. You would have been like, wait, the point of this is nothing? What? You just cook? All you really do is you cook on fires, but it's better to cook on a range anyway? Weird stuff. So, I mean, we'll see if those become free to play. We'll see if the experience becomes good. The thing is, if the experience becomes good, I won't be able to like resist doing it. But I kind of hope just that it doesn't. What was my XP drop there? I don't know. Should probably go bank. The point is that like, I don't know. I don't even know what point I'm trying to make anymore. I think I hope bonfires don't come to the game, but it kind of sounds like, well, I guess they're still consulting for it, and I hope that it's unpopular enough that it doesn't happen. But I like don't care that much if it does. I'll live with it if it does. I mean, it's whatever. The game's the game. Especially since I would hope that Jagex at least makes it so lighting fires in the traditional way is still just a better experience. And that's probably how I'll do it, because there's also like 0 time prayer for me to be earned by doing that. There's not that many like click intensive skills that I have to, do. So fire making can be one of them. It's allowed, Okay. What else was I going to say? I mean, we've been rambling enough time to fill a lot of time here. I'm gonna try and I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I'm enjoying forestry right now, so I might put fishing on a little bit of a hold and keep doing wood cutting. And I might test like a very AFK event, wood cutting method, and I might also test like willows. When I stopped to get the forestry kit, willows was like super packed. But again, I wanted to test these yews, and from what I can tell, the experience pretty good. The sapling event definitely seems to be like carrying it, because you give the mulch and that's already like as much XP drop as a log. And then you get like a bonus like 3.5k at the end. Pretty crazy actually. I think in 4 minutes I should be at my like half-hour mark, so I'll let you know. Oh, this event again. Wowie. I'll let you know what the XP rate is for doing yews this way. Green leaves is third ingredient. Okay. Yeah. Bro, collect your genie. Man, this really kills my focus. Yeah, this is really just one of my best videos, isn't it? Guys, get your randoms, Jesus. The probably like next several progress updates are going to be me just like working on gathering skills AFK, and I don't know, I mean, depending how much fun I am having with woodcutting, maybe I'll go past 90. It is like one of my favorite skills to just kind of relax on and play, but fishing's been fun too. The only thing I have to do with fishing is just dropping. You know, probably one or both of those will be 90 by the time I have my next progress video. That would be the goal, and then I'll be over 1,300 total, which would be nice. And then I guess then I have to go back to working on other skills, huh? So maybe I'll finally get to mining and I'll get that right column all 90s, and then I can start working on that left column and go back to combats. You know, we're talking a lot about AFKing here. Some flesh crawler is gonna definitely contribute to that. This guy almost healed. So I'm looking at my XP rate. Is this for real? This XP rate's really good. I wonder what Willows are at, because they're also getting plus 10 boost. But I think the boost, like with the events, might carry further to Yews or something. I also wonder if the events give different XP for different kinds of trees. But right now, I started about 28 minutes ago. I started with 3.047 million XP, 3,047k XP, and with this boost, I just got another 3,500. So I'm at 45k XP for about 29 minutes. This is 90k an hour. This is insane. This is so strong. Jesus. I'm like doing my math right? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I did 3 of like the sapling event. This is crazy. Well, that's the update video for you. It's really more of a forestry first look, but it's just sort of my little rambles, my really incoherent rambles, because I'm spending half the time trying to figure out what I'm doing in the game rather than talking about progress. But you know, okay, so I guess woodcutting got faster. This is gonna get nerfed. Didn't we talk about this already? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this update video. I'll try and be a little more cogent for the next one. Maybe I'll just be fishing, and then I won't have to like focus on feeding mulch all the time. But thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.